Today we're going to take a tour of one of the great coral shops in the Chicagoland area. Let's go. What's up, coral people? If you're new here, my name is Remy, and this is the Bahama Llama Coral YouTube channel. If you could, take a quick second to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you know whenever I post new videos. I guess today is like part 3 of my Chicago Reef tour. Last week we talked to Ryan Cunningham. We got to see his reef, which he calls Chummingham's Reef. We got to meet his dogs and all of his beautiful coral in that 450-gallon dream tank. If you haven't seen the video, make sure to check it out after you're done with this one. There's a lot of stuff in there to be learned, and I think he did a great job of explaining things like kalkwasser and pH, which are two hot topics right now. Today we are headed to Blue Line Coral, which is a local fish store in Naperville, Illinois. That's a suburb just outside of Chicago. I remember walking into this store for the first time when it was only like a week or two old. They had maybe 4 to 6 coral tanks, and that was it. Well, they have grown quite a bit over the last several years. They've got tons of coral tanks now, and if you see anything you like during the progression of this video, make sure to write it down, and I'll give you all the information you need to send Dan a message on Facebook or get in touch with Blue Line Coral. You ready? Let's go. All right, here at Blue Line Coral with the man. What up, Dan?
What's up, guys? I'm Dan over at Blue Line. Welcome to our store. Let's take a look around.
Yeah, let's go.
So obviously we are a full-line saltwater store. Coral, fish, inverts, exclusively saltwater. So obviously over here we have a nice selection of our saltwater fish. Everything from your more common chromis to your sohole tangs, clown tangs, triggers, and whatnot.
I noticed you guys had a really cool whitetail coal tang in here.
We actually have a beautiful whitetail coal tang. It's been with us for about 2 weeks now. We do run copper in a large portion of our system, so we kind of start that quarantine process, help rid of any potential bugs that they come in with. He's doing fantastic, especially with the Hawaii closure. They're a little bit harder to come in, and really beautiful coloration on that guy too.
Yeah, those whitetails are cool. But you've got something for everybody as far as fish goes, right?
Absolutely. So we really do specialize and focus on reef safe fish, since we are very heavy in coral. But we do have some not so reef friendly fish, whether it's your predatory fish, puffers and whatnot, your larger angels, which we have a beautiful queen angel on the flip side that we can show you guys over there. Yeah. But again, we do a lot of wrasses, your tangs, your schooling fish, to complement your reef aquarium.
Is there any like popular fish right now that people are asking for?
Wrasses are always popular.
Yeah.
Especially your fairy wrasses, being that you can add so many. They're relatively docile and they can live collectively together. Actually, Banggai cardinals are one of the top ones we're being asked for. One that's typically pretty common in the hobby, but lately they've been a little bit harder for us to find. Yeah, we get asked for just about everything. We try and have a nice variety and selection, but we're always willing and happy to do custom or pre-orders if someone's looking for something a little bit more specific.
I think every good LFS has an awesome display tank, and you've got several here, and this is, I think, the showpiece, right?
Absolutely. So this is our 250. We're still working on restocking it. We just recently, a couple weeks ago, put in a new aquascape. So we use the Stax rock that allowed us to do some really cool platforms and elevations while leaving a super open scape for all our fish to swim in and out, as well as coral placement. The fun thing with this tank is it actually only touches the bottom in 8 places. So eventually we'll put a coral banded shark in there and whatnot. That way he has the whole bottom to swim around in, but he's not really bothering our corals or our fish.
So as far as, I mean, I think people are gonna see the amount of tangs that you have in here and wonder how that even is possible that you have that many in there. So how did you get all the tang gang in there?
Yeah, currently we have 6 to 8, roughly. It's hard to count them all. Sailfins in there. Honestly, we just added them about 2 years ago. A lot smaller, and we added them all at once, and they've been living pretty copacetically and happy together. We also do have a pair, we'll probably go a trio of our blue throats, male and female in there, as well as some really nice, again, fairy wrasses, Fox face always adds a nice splash of color. We have them in quarantine right now, but we'll be adding a school of pyramid butterflies in there. Again, nice splash of yellow and white coloration in there. And they're one of the few angelfish that is reef safe, or butterfly fish, I'm sorry.
Let me turn around, and I gotta say, like, for a reef shop, this is a lot of coral. Like,
Absolutely.
These are a lot of tanks to choose from.
So we have 12 lowboys here that are mainly of our coral. The rest of them we've added progressively to just as we've grown. This trough was actually one of our grow out troughs that we had in back. We moved it out for an anniversary sale now 2 years ago, just to give us a little bit more space. And once you move it out here, we just never moved it back. Since then, we've actually moved our aquaculture from the back of our store to an off-site location, so we can just kind of focus on growing there. So actually off-site, we have enough space to house essentially all this coral. We have 6 5-foot by 4-foot vats, just to strictly focus on aquaculture. So we can have tank-raised, pest-free coral for you guys, and be able to offer it at a reasonable price.
And we've seen a variety of lighting, I think, in these tank tours. What do you guys think is the best, or what are you guys choosing to use?
Oh, that's a loaded question right there. So best is a loaded question. To each is their own. Me personally, I really do like the Aqua Illumination hydras, which are now the 32s. We run primarily those. They're actually the 26s. But we intentionally run various lighting styles here in store. So that if you're interested in trying something on your tank, or maybe going a different route, rather than looking online and us rattling off a bunch of facts, you can come in store and actually touch, play with them, play with the app settings and whatnot. So again, we do have Hydra 26s and 32s. We have a couple Radions up. We have Primes, Zet lights, Kessel, 3 or 4 different types of Kessel, as well as reef breeders, just so people can see in person the little nuances between the two. And then we are a fan of T5 units, so a lot of our display tanks are running old school T5, can't beat that, with some LED supplements as well.
Yeah, so the 250 behind you, that's...
Absolutely, yeah. So the 250 is kind of a mishmash. It is right now, our 8-bulb T5 unit isn't on, but we have Reef Bright X HOs on there, as well as a blue Orphic bar. Obviously, everyone knows the pop that you get from Orphic on there. And that really gives us a lot of even distribution and coverage over the tanks. On our farm as well, we pretty much run exclusively T5 lights, because again, you can't just beat the power output and the universal coverage on it.
Yeah. Tell us about the tank behind the desk.
Absolutely. So this was one of the tanks where we just wanted some larger fish and whatnot to view at a distance, and then it very quickly became a display softy tank. So actually it only has 2 residents in there. It has a yellow tang and a flame angel. But this is kind of a showcase that you don't have to have a ton of bells and whistles. You don't have to be testing every other day. You can kind of put a system in autopilot and it can still be beautiful. We have tons of huge leathers, toadstools, Nepthalia, even NEMS and GSP growing, and collectively, once it grows out, it really fills in nicely.
Not a lot of flashy stuff, but a lot of huge,
absolutely,
colonized leathers and things. It looks really nice.
Thank you.
You've got another display back here.
We do. So this is one of our recent setups. It's a 60 cube. Again, we're featuring the Stax rocks in it. And this one is one that we started filling up just prior to Black Friday. Being that's a smaller system, it's really easy to kind of pack it in and make everything look nice. We then put a harem of baby clownfish in there. There's actually 3 different varieties. You have your regular Ocellaris, your black Darwins, and your main mochas in there. So there's actually currently about 30 clownfish residing in here, hosting in various places. But there's just some really unique pieces in here that we want to display, whether it's our Pectinia down there that the clowns are hosting. There's some really cool and unique hammers, and again, just some cool leathers and gorgs, ganis to help fill in the gaps as well.
We noticed that some of the Not all clownfish like soft beds of the anemone.
Yes.
Some prefer a more firmer touch
Absolutely.
of the pectinia.
Yep. There are no nems in here right now just because we didn't want them walking and whatnot. But there are some softer places that they could hang out in, the leathers and whatnot. And oddly enough, most of them are choosing the chalice down or the safety of the pectinia.
Gotcha. Do you have a favorite piece that you guys have right now? Or
Right now, personally, there's probably a couple of them. We have a rainbow chalice that we just released during Reef Chicago that we've been growing in our farm. We only brought out a couple pieces. It just has some amazing coloration in each of the pieces. And then a new recent one that we just brought in is this hammer over here, and just the coloration within the heads. You have gold, green, purple, all splattered together. It's a really unique piece that obviously we've been doing this for nearly a decade, and you just don't typically see those. So those are kind of the pieces that catch my eye. Obviously, I love just about every type of coral, but there's certain ones that you just notice and catch your eye on the unique colorations in them.
Now, can people buy online from you guys, or do
Absolutely.
you prefer in the store?
Yep. So obviously we do in-store. We're located in Naperville, the Chicagoland area. We do also ship anywhere in the continental United States. We do not ship fish, but we do ship coral and inverts if you need some cleanup crew. Our website is bluelinecoral.com. Throughout the year, we do donate to various charity organizations, one of which primarily being Mark 9, which is medical assistance for retired canines. So we'll be launching that. We have a new website designer, which will be helping and assisting us in constantly updating that. So there's constantly going to be several hundred what you see, what you get pieces up there. And actually, we're integrating auctions into the same platform. So all be streamlined in one spot to check out. Again, we ship anywhere in the country.
When you say retired canines, you're not talking about like Uncle Larry's dog that he's just like done with. You're talking about like
yes,
like
retired
police
canines. Absolutely. So from 2013 to 2018, I was privately contracted canine officer. So now I have a retired patrol dog. His name's Pedro. Several of our Chicagoland customers have met him. A few of them have even put on the bite sleeve and had some fun with him. But Mark 9 was founded by the veterinarian that actually was our unit vet. She's actually performed 2 emergency surgeries that saved my dog's life. So again, once a patrol dog retires from a unit, typically their medical costs are the responsibility of the handler or the family that takes over, and those can be adding up quite quickly. So Mark 9 is there to help relieve some of that additional stress financially for patrons. They're a nationwide charity organization, so we give back to them every year.
Very cool. Well, you got a great store here,
Thank
great
you.
team. It's grown so much since the last time I was here, so looks like you guys are doing great things, and you guys are out at shows and stuff too.
Absolutely.
So,
yep, we travel the country.
Aquashellas and Reefapaloozas and local stuff too, so make sure to check out Blue Line.
Sounds good.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Dan.
it, guys.
Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
I love that Blue Line Coral is not only still in business, but they are thriving. Like Dan said, you'll likely see them at a frag swap. If you're not in the Chicagoland area, they do travel the nation. You're looking for a guy named Matt. He's the guy that travels with Blue Line all over the country and sells corals all over the country. In fact, they'll be in St. Louis coming up in April for our frag swap here. And make sure that you tell them you saw this video on the Bahama Llama Coral channel. Hey, if you're liking these tours, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever I post new videos. We've got one more on the Chicago tour. We got to get back up to Chicago. Let's be honest, there are a ton of local fish stores and a ton of amazing hobbyist tanks, but there's also a lot of tanks right here in St. Louis that are awesome. And I gotta go take you around to all of those as well. I'm also gonna spike some regular videos in here as well, just some old school Bahama Llama Coral videos. Lots of updates on these guys back here. Lots of updates on the tank. New corals, fish, all of that. We'll get to that in some future episodes. Oh, and I talked to Sean Snails from Fritz, and I am confirmed I will be coming to Aquashella Orlando in just a couple weeks, so make sure you get your tickets. I'm going to be trying to defend my title in the aquascaping contest that I probably shouldn't have won in the first place, but we'll see what I can muster up this time. Make sure to get your tickets at aquashella.com, link in the description. My co-host said I look like Tim the Toolman Taylor today. What do you think? It's kind of like a 90s, I'm gonna go listen to some Nirvana, you know, with my fleece. I don't know, it's super comfortable though. It's super warm, I like it. I kind of like that this look is maybe coming back into style. I was just digging through my closet and I was like, I should wear something different than the 5 hoodies that I always wear. Not a fashion YouTube channel. This is for Coral. So that's where we're gonna end the video today. Hope you enjoyed it. And oh, we forgot to mention Scott Crow. Toasty! There he is. I don't even know if he knows that we're doing that still. Hear that? It's broken. Just screwed too many things with this thing. Oh, hell. Okay. I know what I'm doing here. Okay, goodbye. Okay.